Time for another stock review. This time we're talking about AKEMF. I can't show it on the screen because it's not on Robinhood, but I can share with you the lowest ever stock price I've ever seen in the history of the world. There's the intrinsic value. It's 3 cents, 0.000003, worth absolutely zero. Anyway, I'm going to share with you some information on this. Revenue. I'm also going to share with you the website, what's going on. I can't get much information on this stock, I'm afraid, but I'm going to share it because it was requested by a member. Now, I'm going to say right off the bat, if you cannot find enough information to make an informed decision, walk away. No matter how cheap or great you think this might be, or the possibility of what it might be, at the end of the day, do not buy a stock you know nothing about, or it's so cheap it doesn't even rank on any kind of scale. The stock price right now, at the making of this video, is up today, 3.96. It's over the counter. You won't see it on most brokerages. It's 9 cents. 9 cents a share. This is the very definition of penny stock. Remember the Wolf of Wall Street? This is that. Out of someone's back garden. I wouldn't be interested in this. And I'm going to say right off the bat why. This may be the greatest stock to be discovered in the history of the world. Or it may be a pile of poo and go into zero. The fact of the matter is, I would be more happy to buy a stock for $10, even if it was once 9 cents, because I now know it's a good investment, not a gamble, and I know it's going to $50 now. Just use that as an example. I don't care how cheap something is, it's not cheap if it's worth nothing. If I offered you some poo on the floor, it's not worth anything, is it? There's no value to it whatsoever. Unless you want to paint a wall with poo, and that is something you do often and think that's worth money to you. Most of us would think that's not worth anything. So let me share you the numbers. I've tried to do a review analysis on this. There's so little available on it, so that's why I'm not even showing it on the screen over there. But what is Alaska Metals? What's it all about? Why Alaska Energy Metals? Experienced Alaskan management team, a domestic source. Remember, this is their website. Anyone can say what they want, all right? Unlocking Alaska's nickel for America's energy future. Uncovering the materials of tomorrow responsibly while generating superior returns, putting the communities in which we work first. Let's learn a bit more about it. I'll just zoom in here before I show you the numbers. The Nikolai project, located in interior Alaska. The Nikolai project is a sulfide nickel and battery metal project which hosts NI 43101 compliant mineral resource estimate with an indicated resource of 3.9 billion pounds of nickel and an internal and an inferred resource of 4.2 billion pounds of nickel. It also has exploration potential for the discovery of high-grade nickel, Cu, PGE, massive sulfide mineralization. So now you know what, generally speaking, this company is about, okay? Let's look at the numbers of what we've got. And we have very little information. Very little information is available. So what we have is what we have. Now, if you like my Alpha Spread software, that's what I'm using right now. There's my Alpha Spread in the chat, and there's Seeking Alpha. All my members can get access to this for free or use a membership. You get a discount, and basically it makes my membership for free. Pretty cool, right? Well, if we look at the intrinsic valuation, it's not worth anything at all. I mean, what, base case, worst case? I mean, there isn't anything. No intrinsic value here at all. Scroll down, revenue. None whatsoever. $6,000. Flipping heck. I earn more money than this. So, I mean, I earn more money. We all earn more money than this, all right? Operating income, negative 12 million. And no sign of it improving. It's been going down. This is in June of 24. Recent numbers going down. Net income, it's up 2%, but still 16 million. I mean, is it bankrupt, this company? We'll come on to it in a minute. Financing cash flow, negative 14%. Investing cash flow up 9%. That's a negative. Operating cash flow up 18% recently, but still a negative. Operating negative 4.7 million. The balance sheet isn't going to look good, obviously, right? No one's going to be surprised by that. 21 million in assets. Cash 1.6 million. Okay. Liabilities. Long-term debt 17,000. Someone's gone out and bought themselves a second-hand car. It's quite funny, isn't it? Really, look, a public company looks like this. It looks a bit strange. Anyway, long-term debt is 17,000. But so, yeah, there's no long-term debt. 17,000. They've got 20. Yeah, they've got 1.6 million. So the balance sheet is going to look good. This is one of those stocks that looks good on paper. If you look at the balance sheet, there's no profit at all, of course, but the balance sheet is okay because they've got no debt and they've got some cash. But remember, I've warned people of this before. If I set up a business tomorrow and I had $10 in the bank and I had no debts, no running costs, I would be 100% solvent, wouldn't I? You know, I look great, but you're not making any money. You're just holding some cash in the bank. Why do I want to give you my money? How are you going to return it to me in a profit? And I suggest there's no evidence of it. There might be, but look at every metric. Who would buy a company like this? Who would live in a house like this? Every metric is down. I'm not even going to read the numbers out because they're so bad. It's like, what's the point of reading them out? I don't want to make it sound worse than it is. Anyway, spot the green. Spot the green. They are exactly what I said. Look at that. Profitability, 10. Doesn't make any money at all. Loses money. Doesn't make any money. Doesn't make any money. Can't get lower than 10. I mean, you can get 0. But, 10% is, I think we saw, did we see the other day, was it 8? We said that was the lowest ever. This is virtually the lowest ever of any company I've ever seen. And I've reviewed about 300. But like what I said, look, that's what draws people in. They're not going to go bust. Well, they're not going to go bust because they're not spending any money and they've got some cash and they've got no debt. So they're just sitting there. Great. But I'm not going to go bust either. But you can't buy shares in me. There's no point buying shares in me. I'm not. You can't buy shares. I'm not even public, right? But I'm not going bust because I've got money in my Robinhood and I don't owe any money. So I'm 100% solvent, right? I'm perfect credit score, perfect, right? I mean, this is not a stock to buy. No information, nothing going on. I'll show you some more if you're still not convinced. I mean, if you think there's an opportunity here, then that's fine. But there's no value. Market cap, 14 million. So basically, I mean, it's a hobby for somebody. It's a hobby for somebody living in Alaska right now. They're having a bit of a laugh. Maybe that. I mean, there's no business. There's no business. There's a bunch of men and women in an office running a factory, digging up some stuff, but there's not an opportunity to make money. It might one day explode. They might suddenly discover when they're digging, they just found a gold mine. It just sat there and they can just pick it up and put it in a bag and sell it. I don't know. But at the end of the day, you can't invest on things you don't see and don't know. There are no numbers. There are no anythings. And also there's been no news from the company since back in May. There's been no updates, nothing to say at all. I will bring out this here. We have a statement here. This was out just a couple of days ago. This is a statement from the company. So worth mentioning, November the 21st. So I'll read this out. This is just out. Direct wide potential of the Nikolai ultramafic intrusions has been demonstrated. Okay, so this is good. Something's happening. Alaska Metals received assay results from the 3 drill holes completed on the Canwell claim block at the Emmerich Old and Upper Canwell prospects. Significant thickness of polymetallic mineralization were intersected, including all these technical terms. So basically, there's stuff going on. The company are running. They're solvent. They're not going to go bust. They're doing stuff. Is it an investment? I just can't say, because there's no numbers. There's nothing to measure. There's just, as like I say, a bunch of people drilling and looking around for something. At this stage, it would be a gamble, a complete gamble. So I'm just going to leave it like that. There's nothing really to say here, other than if you like the idea of metals here for EVs and this technology that we need, yeah. But there's thousands of companies like this doing this sort of work. Until you know what you're buying, you're just gambling. Work for the company. Get them to pay you to work there. You learn some money working there. But to invest in it, they're not giving themselves any profit, let alone giving me any profit. So it would be a gamble at this stage, and there's no information to base on any future plans either. Just they're doing stuff. Great. Everyone's doing stuff, but can I make money from you? I don't know. So click above my head for all the links down below in the description. Over here, I shall put the playlist for this stock, because I've just created one because I'm just doing it. And down here, Alpha Spread playlist, where I've done 300 stocks, and you can go and check out all of those. Also, you can look below in the description for my extra channel, 24 hours a day radio show with full analysis, technical charts on the screen and different things, with live chat for all the members to support each other. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.